got a sneak peek, but wait, there's more. Hello, everyone. Bront, CatHerder here. We're having some fun talking Raid Shadow Legends, and we are here on the free-to-pause account. Honestly, because the portal is still going red, and I've got some cool surprises for you guys. I was really close to getting another Primal Shard from Live Arena. I had 2 fights I needed to do as of late last night, and so after reset today, I did 2 fights and got my win, and got enough to get 2 more Primal Shards, which is absolutely amazing. So, before we actually go in and take a look at the new sneak preview that Raid has provided for us, I can react to it a little bit. I've seen bits and pieces of it, but I've tried to keep myself mostly ignorant of as well. But we've got 2 more Primal Shards. I'm just hoping for 1 more Epic. We'll see what we get. I mean, Legendary would be really cool. Mythic would be absolutely amazing. Let's see what we can get. I do actually have a Pepsi here, by the way. Can't forget about our not sponsor. Not particularly exciting. And can we get at least purple? No. Well, bad luck continues on this account. To be fair, this account has been fairly lucky on every other type of shard. So I guess, you know, you got to be unlucky on something. So, all right, let's go hop over and see what we can take a look at with the new video. All right. So we are here on the Raid YouTube channel. We are going to watch the sneak preview. I will interrupt it as I see fit, and we'll see if we can see anything interesting. I think I saw a couple things that I did want to point out. You know, in some other preview videos I did take a look at, but again, I tried to keep myself mostly fresh of this. So.
Hey everyone, today's video is a call to arms. A terrible calamity has befallen the lands belonging to those in Nyresan Union. Hordes of demon spawn have poured through and now threaten to overtake Teleria.
Uh-oh.
We're excited to give you a sneak peek at Raid's newest global event, Chaos Awakes, which kicks off on June 5th. So what's in store? There's new champions, powerful relics, the return of the event dungeon, a new type of coalition event, and a host of other smaller events and tournaments with awesome rewards to get excited about. Let's dive in. Chaos Awakes will function a little differently to previous global events with 2 phases.
Side note here, they've really done a nice job with the new Bastion. It's nice to see them do cool things with the Bastion regularly and not just a quick little, you know, hey, let's throw up a couple of banners and some, you know, other stuff like that too. This is a total redesign of the Bastion and it looks awesome. And I think this is the type of thing that's really cool and brings these events home just a little bit more.
Phase 1 will start on June 5th and run until July 3rd, which is where Phase 2 begins. Oh, and the Bastion will appear a bit more sinister than you may be used to. Oh, and turn up the volume to experience the brand new soundtrack we've composed specifically for Chaos Awakes. The mastermind behind this invasion is the devilish Kirosa the Covetous. This mythical monstrosity has seized control of the event dungeon and will be the first mythical champion you'll face there. Don't miss this chance to grab some exclusive pinpoint gear before the event dungeon slams shut again on August 6th. Also, keep an eye out for special summoning events to have a shot at recruiting this conniving demon spawn.
Keep in mind they said special summoning events. So there could be a mythical 10x on primals for her, probably, would be one option. Or I guess there's technically, they could do Prism Shards with her being an option to get. My guess, if they do that, the Prism Shards are probably going to be significantly more expensive, and you're probably not guaranteed to get a mythical other than possibly her. But more likely it's going to be just a Prism event where they'll do like during the Summon Rush, for example, for the Fusion, you might be able to do primals and get her as part of doing that Summon Rush, for example. So we'll see. I think that's probably more likely what we're going to get, but we'll see. Regardless, she looks pretty good. I like her kit so far.
Another major feature coming to Raid in Phase 1 of Chaos Awakes is the Coalition event. Here's how it works. You'll need to work alongside your fellow players to complete quests and rack up points between June 5th and July 2nd. There are 2 types of quests, repeat and limited. Repeat quests.
Just of note, this one it talks about between June 5th and July 2nd. So basically, it's going to be the first month is going to be this coalition event. So keep in mind, the event dungeon will be open for another month after this. So you may want to focus on some of this stuff just a little bit outside of the event dungeon. Of note as well, if you look down here, some of these quests actually will deal with Tholen Foulbeard. So doing the fusion will help you in the coalition event. So if you weren't sure if you wanted to do the fusion or not, but want to participate in the coalition event, then absolutely go for this fusion. And to be fair, I've done a video on Tholen. I'll try to link it up above. But Tholen is a beast of a champion. There's a good chance that Tholen might be the second best fusion we have this year. I don't quite want to put him up in the levels of a Newt or an Armand's, but he is a very, very good champion. He's certainly in the Thor conversation as far as utility and well-roundness of the kit. So if you like Thor, well, you know what? He's a Force Dwarf, similar role, possibly with a similarly impactful kit. So I think you should definitely think about going for this dude at the very minimum. And if you can, I think everybody should try to go for him. Is he going to be ultimate in an endgame account? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I may not have a use for him, or at least a big use for him on my main. But I can tell you right now, my free-to-play is going to change when I get this dude. He is going to change that account.
Quests can be completed multiple times before refreshing. While limited quests can only be completed once, it will remain active throughout the entirety of the Coalition event. Naturally, they'll require a bit more time to complete them and are categorized into 3 difficulty levels, with each one offering progressively more points. What are the points for, I hear you ask? Well, Coalition points can be used to unlock personal rewards and work towards special Coalition rewards for all players.
Just so you know, the points, it looks like the final point on the total on the bottom is 12,000 points. And I think I saw just in a quick count, at least 1,000, if not 1,500 points that were Tholen based alone in the one-time quests. So you're talking 10% or more of this event to get to the max rewards just from doing the fusion. So not too bad.
Some of the Coalition rewards earned across an entire server boost the points multiplier as well, benefiting every player's personal points. You'll be able to claim them before Phase 2 begins on July 3rd.
Oh, go back there just a second. Yep, so you can kind of see what you can get from these things here. Some of these aren't super exciting, but again, since you can redo some of these things repeatedly, and some of these points you can get 300 and some odd points for some of them as well. Plus, with the multipliers helping out as well, if we can get to a 1.5 multiplier, you only need to get 8,000 points to get to this 12,000. Overall, there's some good stuff in here. There is a mythical book, it looks like, down there. There is a sacred shard, definitely some various ore, stuff like that. Good stuff. Nothing absolutely earth-shattering as far as these rewards are concerned, but since a lot of these rewards are things that you're probably going to earn in the background just playing the game you might normally play anyway, that's kind of cool.
July 3rd. For the competitive among you, there's also a dedicated leaderboard for this event, so you can see who's contributed the most Coalition points.
Most of us.
Do your best. The top 10 contributors can expect extra rewards for their outstanding efforts. Teaming up is one thing, but putting an end to the chaos also requires powerful allies. You can add one such legendary champion to your collection via a fusion event running from
Amusingly enough, that's the first we've really seen anything of Tholen. For some reason, they haven't shown a lot of him. I know some people are theorizing that he might be integrated from something else, or there's other stuff. I think it's just a matter of they just wanted to kind of keep some of the mystery about all this showing up, and maybe for some reason the art wasn't quite done for him. It's time for them to make some of the other art for the announcements. I don't know. I don't think there's anything major about the mystery of it other than they just haven't put it together yet.
June 5th to June 19th. This mysterious warrior doesn't wear shining armor.
Does look pretty cool.
He's an expert in battling the spawn of Cyroth and has a thirst for blood. With a knack for taking out bosses, minions, and enemies from the corrupted alliance, this fearsome fighter is a champion you'll want on your side. Curious? Keep your eyes peeled. We'll reveal more about him very soon. That's not all either. When Phase 2 starts on July 3rd, we'll launch a new chase event with it. you'll be able to log in for 7 days to get your hands on Lemonici the Goldwing.
Okay, so on July 3rd, once the fusion is done and we're in the second half, then she becomes available, which is a little strange, but I guess that makes some sense as well because that spreads out the fusion and then the extra free champion as well. So I'm not going to complain too much. And again, free champions are free champions. So if this champion is any good, it'll be helpful to a lot of accounts. If this champion is not that great, you know, even some of the worst of the login champions were usable on early game accounts. So
Another legendary champion to age or fight against Kurosa's forces. With impressive damage output, the ability to manipulate shields, and a chance to remove any buffs, Lemonici is a fantastic all-around champion. Phase 2 also brings some updates to the objectives during the second phase of the Lemonici Chase event. You'll now earn points simply by logging in, spending energy, and winning in arena battles. Your daily cap will still be 75 points though, so nothing to worry about there. You didn't think we'd have a sneak peek video without looking at some more new champions, did you? Check out Graco's Turndrake and
yeah, the raid knows how to nail this stuff too. Interestingly enough, if you look down at the bottom here,
Balar the Lost. Sure, they're on the side of the demons.
Note, Bellar the Lost is part of the Sylvan Watchers faction, but he isn't exactly loyal to them. That's kind of a cool thing. And to be fair, they already have that in a couple of factions where you've got a couple champions that just kind of feel like they don't quite fit in that faction. They belong maybe in another faction, or they are questionable. In fact, Queen Eva is technically one of the queens of the elves that gets corrupted into the dark elves, if I recall the lore. So, you know, you got a few champions like this. This looks kind of good. So this is a corrupted Sylvan Watcher by the demons, it looks like.
Spawn, but that doesn't mean they won't make great additions to your collection. If you manage to get your hands on 4 of the legendary champions featured in this event by August 5th, you'll earn yourself an in-game gift. There's also a unique badge you manage to get all 5 champions, Kurosa included. Finally, we've got 8 new relics coming to help you stand.
Interesting enough, the gift that they usually give for this sort of thing is not really major big, but usually it is you have to get all 5 champions. You can get the gift if you only get the 4 legendary champions. So they're not forcing you to get the mythical to get the gift of getting all of these champions. So from that perspective, it's kind of cool. Now, obviously, you can't get the badge without getting Furiosa or whatever her name is, but you know, hey, that's at least something kind of cool that makes it a little more accessible. Because honestly, you could get lucky and get some of those other champions pretty easily, and one of them's a fusion and one of them's a login champion. So you really only need to pull 2 of them, and they're both affinity champions. So there's always a chance.
And against this chaos. Stay tuned to our social media channels and keep an eye out in-game, as these relics will be available in smaller events and tournaments during Chaos Awakes. And that's everything for this sneak peek. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment letting us know what you...
There we go. So that is the Raid Chaos Awakens preview. I think there's a lot of cool stuff in there. I do think it is worth noting that going for Tholen will make the event easier for you to complete. So if you're on the fence, I think it's really a good idea to try to go for it. I'll put out some guides for it. I will do on Thursday, I will put out a video on the schedule so that we can get that going for you guys so that you guys can get an idea of what the schedule is going to look like. I will certainly interlude as much as I can with my free to play to show you how I'm progressing on that. I've already done some preparation videos on it as well. So hopefully you can make sure that you can make the Tholen event, because Tholen looks like he's going to be a very, very good champion. He is not Armand's, he's not Newt, he's not Fabian, but he might be a Thorish. That's something around the lines of Thor. And Thor is so, so good that, you know, hopefully you guys didn't skip Thor. And if you did, you're probably regretting it, because Thor is absolutely amazing. He transformed my main account just in some of the stuff I was able to move champions around and how I use him on that account. I still use him in one of my Hydra teams. So, you know, if somebody is about that power level, then that's absolutely amazing, and that is going to help your account, because there's very few accounts that cannot benefit from a Thor level champion. So, hey, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. You know, you can all check this out. I'll leave a link to this video down below if you want to watch it yourself. But appreciate you hanging out with me, and let me know what you think about this Chaos Awakened event. If you think this is going to be kind of cool, or you're just not particularly excited about it because you're not. I think there's a lot to be excited about. I think there's a lot of cool things coming. It will be a lot of free rewards, and honestly, the event dungeon is amazing and something that you guys should all move into for a while, as much as you possibly can, even while we're doing the fusion if you can. So anyway, appreciate you guys. And until the next video, I'm Bront, CatHerder.